want to welcome everyone to today's interview. And I also want to thank you for attending the Funnels Automation and AI Masterclass. This interview I am so excited about because you all have this opportunity to meet Arba Cooper. Arba and I met because she is the digital technologist. She's a master marketer. And I jumped onto this class, like my very first time jumping onto this class, in a sea of people in Zoom. And there she was doing her thing, marketing herself. And she stood out. And I reached out to her and we built this friendship and relationship. But what that also tells me is that she walks her talk. She doesn't just go out and provide a service to people and gets it done and then sets you on your way. She lives it. She does it in her own life. I know a little bit about her story with her husband. She supports her husband in his business, but this is something that she's done for over 30 years, Arba.
Yeah, yeah, pretty
Right.
much.
So she's got a long history in this industry. She does come from an engineering background, which is a pretty amazing story in itself. So, Arba, I could probably go on and talk about you because I've loved learning so much about you and your background, but I'm going to let you take it away and let's just start by letting the audience know who you are.
Okay. So again, thank you so much. And it has been great ever since we've met and the conversations that we've had. And one of the things, probably the easiest thing is to answer the question of what even made me become an entrepreneur from an engineer. And that was actually helping a friend, helping a hairstylist. And this was back in 96 before Vistaprint and Canva and hairstylists, anyone in the beauty industry, they like to stand out and they want to be unique. And at that time, they only had the plain raised text business cards. And so I created some very creative business cards with like examples of her hairstyles and then I created those for her. And some of the other stylists started asking, "Oh, who did your business cards? Who did your postcards?" And she kept saying, "Oh, it's my client, but she's an engineer. She doesn't do business cards." And so at the time, I was like, "No, I've got my full-time job." But when I would go get my hair done, the other stylists kept asking, "Oh, will you do my marketing? Will you do my marketing?" And I saw that there was a real need. I saw that this industry wanted something that I could do and it didn't exist, or if it did exist, it was hard to find. So that's the first key to for me that I would tell anyone when you're trying to determine what to do as an entrepreneur, look for a need. And so at that time, what was really great for about 4 years, I was doing this as a little side hustle. And then I was an engineer at HP, and they were trying to move me into management. And I had no intention. I was not interested in management. And so I said, "Hey, let me take this little side hustle that I got going and try to convert this into a full-time business." And that's how I actually got started in marketing back in 1996.
Wow, that not only is that amazing, but that's inspiring, because I think a lot of people hear engineer, HP, and they think, oh, you've made it. You're fit, you're done for life, you got a great retirement, all of that. But I think when your passion is tied in with what you're doing for a living, that's really where the joy and where life really gets to begin. So,
Right.
congratulations on taking that step. Thank you for just being inspiration to others. I really want to now transition into what we're here to talk about because we want to serve the people. And
Right.
I want to let you all know that that's one of the reasons why I really connect with Arba. She's here to serve. Arba gives a weekly free
Mhm.
training
Yeah.
with experts in a variety of industries. It's not just marketing because we also need to know how to manage our finances. We also need to know how to have good relationships. All of these things matter when you're a entrepreneur. But what I love about one thing that Arba has said, she helps business owners, entrepreneurs, and solopreneurs. And
Yes.
with that, I have seen her through her vision doers do incredible things for individuals who are interested in being able to build their dreams. And so
Yes.
we're here today to talk about landing pages. So,
Yep.
Arba, can you talk to the audience about what a landing page is and then why? Why do we need one?
Yes, yes. So a landing page in the simplest terms is a one-page website. Okay. It resides on the internet, and the primary purpose is to uh, to be used with your marketing campaign, whether it's a social media post or an email that you're sending out, or even if you have the opportunity, like I do, to do a podcast or TV, whatever it is. It's called a landing page because the sole purpose is to be the extension of whatever campaign you just did. So today we're talking about landing pages. If I were to send you to my website, and a website has like a lot of information. I over 30 years I've done a lot of things and I know how to do a lot of things. If I were to send someone who's listening to this podcast, and I'm talking specifically about landing pages, and send them to my website, it would be overwhelming because they are just responding to the landing page information, but there would be too much information, and then you could lose that prospective customer. So a landing page is part of what's called the customer journey. And so after you listen to this podcast and then you say, I want to learn more about landing pages, well, then I have a free landing page guide. So I'll send you to a landing page. It's like, it's funny because it's like I'm giving a guide that's explaining what it is. But let's take this example. If I was just sending you to my website, and you knew you wanted this landing page guide, and then you had to sift through, you don't want it to be like the what is it, like a scavenger hunt to try to find where is this guide she's talking about. No, you want to be able to go to a specific page that says, like my page, um acknowledges the fact that you're looking for this guide. That guide is on the page. A little bit of information. Here's how to create landing pages. You get on my mailing list, and my mailing list, you can easily opt out of it, but you would probably want to stay in it, like most of my other people on my list, because that's where you'll get information about my free training that's every week, and also information on any other speaking engagements I may do, or free materials. So to summarize, the landing page is the landing point of your campaign to move along the sales process. That's what it is. You want to have a call to action, and whether that be that you just want someone to join your mailing list, whether you want them to watch a video, or book a meeting with you, sign up for an event. There's several things, but you just want that call to action for whatever campaign you are promoting.
So, Arba, I love what you said about the landing page because I think it opens up the minds of a lot of our business owners and entrepreneurs who they have a website and they're happy that they have a website and
Mm-hmm.
they're waiting for their customers to come to their website and
Mm-hmm.
do whatever it is that they're out there promoting to do. However, what you've just explained is that a landing page gives a direct call to action. A landing page actually allows you even to gauge because I imagine with the landing page, you can watch the analytics, see
Mm-hmm.
how long someone is on a landing page, see what they're clicking onto. And if it's a very specific landing page to your product, if they're
Mm-hmm.
not moving to the next point, there's time to make adjustments.
Correct, correct.
You're
And you want to have make sure you're targeting the right audience. Is that landing page speaking to the audience that you're targeting?
Awesome. And so you're here today to talk about how to have a landing page that converts. So
Yes.
let's talk about it because I know everyone wants to have that conversion. And maybe you could talk about what a conversion is too, just in case. But what does it mean to have a high converting landing page?
So again, it goes back to being clear about who your target market is and what action you want them to take. Because not sometimes people think conversion clearly means a sale. And it doesn't. There's it takes there's all these statistics out there, and it's funny that engineering is my background, but I hate giving numbers, statistics. Statistics say that, da, 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 so let's just say that it takes more than one contact for
Mhm.
someone to make a purchase. Okay. So depending on what your conversion is, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, a conversion may simply just mean join my mailing list, watch my video, come to my event, um, maybe do a trial, maybe, sign up for a trial. It could be a number of different things. And that's what you have to be realistic, first of all, about what conversion you're looking for, because it's all about the customer journey. Keep moving them along the process. And the reason you want to have a clear and simple call to action is because a confused mind does nothing. So if you send someone to your website and it's just glorifying all the different services you offer, all the different things you do, click on this page, go here, then eventually they'll just click off because you're not asking them to do anything. But if you bring someone to a page that is it's the page is catchy, it's catches your eye, it engages them. Definitely want to try to have a video on there. Try to keep them on that page as long as possible. Some of the elements you want to have on there is credibility. You got to, once you get them on that page, have some testimonials if you can, of people that maybe you've done business with, and just any kind of endorsements, anything that's going to help them to feel comfortable, because that's what it is. This is usually the landing page is maybe in some cases just the second. That's the second introduction. They've seen you on a social media post and that interests them. They said, hmm. And then they'll click on it and they'll go to your landing page. And so that's when you're just opening up a little bit more because it's the know, like, and trust. And so then once you just say, if you'd like more information or you'd like to download my guide or you'd like to come to my meeting, whatever, you have to make it a clear conversion and don't put too many. Don't do this. You could do this or this or this or this. And no, because again, a confused mind does nothing. But if you're just simply asking, hey, give me your email and you can download this guide, you're more likely to get that. That's a conversion.
That's awesome. And so that is part of what your service also provides is just training people on what that is and going into more detail on what that is. So I do want to ask you then, since we are at the funnels automation and AI masterclass,
Mhm.
is this a form of a funnel? And do you use AI?
Is what a form of a funnel is.
A landing page.
Yes, I use landing pages a lot. Yes. Because again, depending, I do events, I do my weekly events, and also for promoting any of my speakers, I use landing pages. I especially use landing pages for particularly like when I do a different speaking engagement, then as I said, the subject of that speaking, I'll have a landing page that they can go and get more information on that particular
Okay.
subject.
So let me interrupt just in case
Mhm.
I'm asking the right question for this audience. It
Mhm.
sounded like you just said you have like multiple landing pages.
Yes.
So, but
Yes.
before that, you said a confused mind does nothing. How do they find all of these different landing pages?
It's not up to it's because it's not up to the audience to find these landing pages. It's up to whatever campaign or whatever promotion or whatever platform. So for instance, I did a training on email marketing, how to do effective email marketing. So then that audience was interested in email marketing. So then I would direct them and tell them which landing page to go to for specifically the email marketing. So when you're using landing pages, they should all have their own direct URL, their direct domain. And sometimes you can do landing pages depending on what service that you're using. You don't have to pay for all of these multiple domains. It could be your landing page. It could be a subdomain without trying to get too confusing, a subdomain of whatever your main domain. So it could be something dot something dot com.
Got it.
So therefore, so that's what, so yes, I have several landing pages because I do a lot of speaking, and it depends on the call to action that I want them to do from that speaking or that campaign or that marketing.
Okay. So then, for example, I know that in this particular audience, we have a lot of realtors. We've got a lot of, entrepreneurs who are just starting their businesses out, whether it's writing a book or, some of those things. So let's just talk about the realtor. The realtor has their website. They've got their
Yes,
website, it's got all of their listings, all of those things. So they've got a website. However,
correct.
if they have an upcoming event where they might be speaking, is that a time to use a landing page for that event? Like let's describe to the realtor and use that as a scenario to where they would.
Realtors Realtors are great because here's where it would make sense for a realtor. I don't, there are some realtors that do speaking events, but for the most part, unless that's part of their business plan, but all realtors do showings.
Mhm.
Okay. And so if I am a prospective buyer, and I go to a showing of a property, 123 Main, right? And I'm interested in, more information or something on that property. Or let's say that I before I go to the showing, let's say that the realtor sends out a promotion or some information. 123 Main, I'm doing a showing at 123 Main on Sunday.
Mhm.
Well, I will want to get a peek of, well, what does 123 Main look like? I don't want to have to go to that realtor's website with all the other listings and try to find 123 Main. No, if the realtor does a landing page specifically for 123 Main, then I go to that landing page and then I can see photos of that. I can find out the amenities, the what's the area like, all of that kind of stuff. And also, it helps the realtor to kind of gauge how is that showing going to go. Because the worst thing is, and I know a lot of realtors do it. They go to the property and they sit there from 12 to 4 waiting for somebody to show up. Well, just imagine if you did a landing page and you promoted and told people to go to 123main.realtor.com and register to let us know that you're coming to this showing. Then you're already creating like a hype about this property
Yeah.
so that you're not just sitting there. You'll already know how many people are expecting to come.
Nice. And then that fits into the example of, well, now they're going to have one for 678 Front Street or
Correct.
so forth. So, okay.
Correct.
So you guys can go out there, build a number of landing pages and understand how a landing page can enhance your business and, really be able to get you to where your ultimate goals are. So if you want to know more about landing pages, Arba, where would they go? How could they find you and maybe learn more? Do you have a landing page on landing pages?
Of course, I have a landing page about landing pages. What is my landing page? Okay. So my landing page that I created, it's called ebook landing page. That's the first thing is you want to make your landing page. This is not the whole thing, but I want to give you this part of it is if you make your landing page, the name of your landing page, what it is, it makes it a little easier to remember. So it's ebook landing page dot now dot site.
Okay.
Ebook landing page dot now dot site, and on there it's like I said, the first part of it is join my mailing list. And if you join my mailing list, then you can get a free download of a book, a little ebook, a guide, how to create landing pages that convert. And then also, the only other thing I have on there is because some people may want to meet with me. So I do have that you can schedule to meet with me.
That's fantastic. And I think that's so generous of you to be able to offer this ebook on landing pages because there is still a lot of growth and confusion that a lot of people are having as they're, entering into this digital world.
Mhm.
But if you're not aware, if you're not educating yourself, you're going to get left behind very quickly.
Yes.
So back to the other question that I had, do you use any AI when it comes to this technology, whether you're training or producing your own landing page or anything like that? Are you tapping
Oh
into?
my gosh. I use AI. I use it's one of those things where you say before sliced bread, how in the world did they make sandwiches, before bottled water, So I'm like that now. So I use AI every day and with everything. And just sometimes when I just have well, so first of all, I use it if I'm when I'm initially creating my marketing material, but I don't use it just as is. So, my coach, I love how she says this, is that she doesn't eat beans out of the can. She mixes in her own seasonings and makes it her own. So that's the same with AI. So, an example, would you like me to share the example that I told you earlier of
Oh,
how I
yes,
use
that's a
AI?
great one. Please do.
So, I had asked AI to help me write a description for a post that I was going to do, and it used the word invaluable. And so then I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to say invaluable. I was thinking invaluable meant it's not valuable. Well, AI schooled me on valuable and invaluable. And so I'd like to just share that on how it can just help you. So I asked, what is the difference between valuable and invaluable? And the answer that I got, the terms valuable and invaluable might seem similar at first glance, but they have distinct meanings. Valuable refers to something that has a significant worth or value, often in monetary terms, but can also refer to sentimental or intrinsic value. It is used to describe things that we can assign a value to, whether it's an object, a piece of information, or a skill. On the other hand, invaluable is used to describe something that is so useful or precious that its value is beyond measure. It cannot be quantified or compared in terms of money or other standard units of value. Invaluable often refers to things that are indispensable or irreplaceable, such as wisdom, experience, or certain opportunities. Finally, in conclusion, while both terms denote something of great importance, valuable implies that the worth can be quantified, whereas invaluable suggests a value too great to be measured.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
was like, AI just schooled me.
Who would have thought that AI could have brought clarity to something we all think we have the answer to? Like if I ask
Right.
somebody what is invaluable, they're going to say, "Oh, that all this junk on my property is invaluable. I'm going to throw it
Right,
away.
right.
But AI
It
just,
might be though.
it might be, right?
Yeah, to
But
them, to them. It's
AI brought a whole different perspective to
yes.
what invaluable means. So, those of you listening and watching, you are invaluable. I really hope and pray that this interview has been invaluable to you.
Yeah.
Again, one of the things that I really recommend is go visit Arba's site. Arba, I do want to talk to you about vision doers. Like, I
Okay.
that we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about it because I even got so much valuable. It was invaluable for me to listen to your previous speaker that you had. I love
Mhm,
that you offer this every single Tuesday.
mhm.
Your commitment to that is greatly valued and it just shows your willingness to give. And so, what is Vision Doers and how do we participate?
Right. First, let me go back a little bit to tell you why Vision Doers is so important to me and heartfelt for me. Uh, when back in where I was telling you when I left my this was a six figure. It's funny you asked me talked earlier about six figures. I was making six figures in my engineering job in my 30s. And I was in my 30s, married and had small children. And the world was, everything to me. So, or open to me. So when I left my engineering job saying, oh, I'm going to do my little side hustle business, and people, say it doesn't take a rocket scientist. So I'm figuring I'm an engineer. I'll figure out this entrepreneur thing. And I was successful for a while, but then I did not understand marketing and I didn't understand finances. And I started mingling. Well, I won't say started. I never did separate my business finances from my personal finances. And I was believing what people were telling me about marketing. Get this, and you can get all these leads, and you can get people, and your business will blow up. So I had a lot of money when I started my business because I had my 401k, stock options, and savings. But I just started spending my money left and right, trying to make my dream work. And eventually it got to a point that I had a 4,000 square foot home in Atlanta that got foreclosed. My car repossessed, and I eventually lost my marriage. And all of that was because I was trying to build my dream. And I actually I tell you that because it was that was I wrote this book. I was got to remember how to not arbitrary, and it's available on Amazon about my journey because in that's where I learned that there's a lot of entrepreneurs that have made maybe not the exact same mistakes I've made, but they have spent a lot of money